Hi everyone, I'm Karen Williams and today I'm delighted to be interviewing Kate Barrett, and she is the author of this lovely book, E-telligence, Email Marketing Isn't Dead, the Way You're Using It Is, published through Libertas Books. Now, Kate recently published her book and I know she'd love to tell you more about it, what inspired her to write it and how it can help you. So Kate, welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's just start by telling the audience a little bit more about you and also your book.
Sure. So I've been lucky enough to be working in email marketing for about 13 years now. It doesn't seem that long ago. It seems like only yesterday that I got started. But that's because I have a real passion for what I do. And I think when you love what you do, time flies, right? Time flies when you're having fun. So 13 years ago, I started my career and I started at a technology provider. So it really gave me the email bug and got me used to how the industry works and how the technology works and the real potential of what you can do with your email marketing if you do it in the right way. So from there, I went through to work for various different brands, managing their whole online marketing strategy, but always came back for me to email marketing. So 6 years ago in 2012, I set up my own business, eFocus Marketing, which is a specialist email marketing agency. We live and breathe email marketing and we help our clients to make the most of their email marketing, to use it intelligently. And that's really how the book came about, because we wanted to be able to help even more people to really understand the power of email marketing and what they could do if they looked at it in the right way. But what we find with a lot of our clients, and the reason that we work with a lot of our clients, is because they really struggle to underpin their strategy, to understand how they should be using email marketing to best serve their customers, to make sure that they're using a customer first focus on everything that they're doing, and to really maximize their results. So that's how the book came about, and my kind of background. And we planned it together, didn't we, Karen? And then I went through and wrote the book to really give people a step-by-step guide through the 5 key areas that they need to be focusing on to do all of that.
So tell us more about those five key areas then, Kate.
Sure, absolutely. So it all starts with knowing exactly what you've got, with really understanding what you're doing now. So many of the businesses that I work with already have an email marketing strategy in place. So if you're one of those who doesn't have it in place, or you're just getting started, that's okay as well. This chapter is really good to help you understand why you're doing what you're doing now. So for those people who do have, even quite a comprehensive strategy, what I find is with the turnover of staff, with, different strategies being implemented, it can soon get a little bit out of control, and people in the company don't really know what's sending where. The amount of times I've had clients come to me saying, well, this email sent from a different system because it's a transactional email, it's not a marketing email, so that's over there and we don't have control over that. Or, oh, I didn't even know that email was sending. Or, oh, I haven't looked at that email for a year, that information in it isn't actually correct, or the timing at which that email isn't sending is not quite right. So it's really important to have that grounding of, this is what we're doing now. So conducting an email audit, a strategy audit, to understand exactly what you're doing in 8 of the key areas. So I break it down into 8 areas, and I'll find it in the book so that I can show you the breakdown. Here we go. So I don't know if you can see this on the screen, a little sneak peek here of the 8 key areas that we look into. So this is really important for the first 2 chapters of the book. It's about understanding what you have going on within your business, why it's happening right now. And then chapter 2 is about really optimizing what you're doing. So the 8 key areas are your send strategy, knowing what you're sending, when you're sending it, and why you're sending it. The why is so important because, again, we may have email campaigns set up within our business that we've set up, but we don't truly understand what it is that they're providing for the person who's receiving them, why they are so important for that person, and what the outcome is that we want to achieve with that email. So the why, and having your objectives really set down, and we go through that in the book and how you can do that, is so important. So send strategy. Then we've got your data, the absolute foundation of everything that you're doing. So if it's in your database, you can use it to segment, trigger, and personalize your emails. So having the right data in place is critical. Knowing what you have now, where it is in your business, and if you can access it for your email marketing, what you're missing, and then how you can fill those gaps in is really, really important. That's important to lead into part 3, which is segmentation and personalization. Once you know what data you have, you can choose those segments of people to pull out that your message is going to be most relevant to. When you increase your relevancy, which is what this book is all about, you increase your results and your success. So that really breaks down those key areas. Then we link into your automation. This is your email marketing gold. This is where you can set up your emails and, in theory, leave them running. You want to go back to them, you want to adjust the content, you want to test what you're doing, but on the whole, they will run for you even when you're not looking at them every day, you're not pressing that send button every day. They are sending based on an action or an inaction that a subscriber has taken. Now, these are your email marketing gold because of that very triangle. It's the right message to the right person at the right time. It's a really key area to focus on and know what you've got, when it's triggering, why it's triggering in that area. Then we go on to look at your design. So making sure that once you've got your data in place, you're sending that right message to the right person, that you're really optimizing your design for engagement. So you're leading people down your email from your key messages to your call to action to make sure that they engage with your email and move forward from the email. Then there's results tracking, knowing what's going on with your emails, why it's happening, what the trends are, really important part. And of course, testing. So part 7 is all about testing and making sure that you're getting the most from the emails that you're sending in the right way. So many people do this and have a 51%, 49% split, no discernible difference in the results that they're seeing. So if you follow my 5-step method that you'll find in the book, you will absolutely see results from your email marketing tests. So really important part there. Mm-hmm. And then the final part is technology and processes, knowing how you're sending your emails, why you're sending them through that platform, whether or not there's other platforms that could support you in what you're doing, making sure that your processes are aligned with how you want to send your emails. So the speed at which you can build your email marketing campaigns, that you can get them out the door, your pre-send testing, your QA process, basically. All of that is detailed in the book. So the first chapter is, what have you got in those areas? The second chapter goes into, okay, so now we know what we've got. How do we make the most of that? How do we optimize it? So for example, could you send a remail? If you've got a really important campaign going out, could you resend it to those who don't open and click on it 2-3 days after the original email went out? Can you optimize the timing at which you're sending your automated campaigns? So for example, if you have an abandoned basket email and you're sending it 24 hours after they abandon their basket, should you actually be sending that first email 2 hours or 4 hours after the abandon? Should you be sending 2 or 3 emails in the series rather than just 1? So once you know what you've got, once you know what data you've got, what you're using, what you're not using, you can really start to draw on those areas that you could make better use of with what you have right now. Because before you move on to the new and shiny, you really want to make sure you've got that good foundation. Does that all make sense so far, Karen?
It all makes sense. So it's really, first of all, it's doing the audit. It's actually making sure you know what you're doing already, why you're doing it, starting with the end in mind, I would say, and then you can look at what you can do better. And I know your book has got loads and loads of tips, and you know, it really encourages people to take action. That's what I love about it. So what happens next?
Well, exactly as you said. So as we go through each stage of the book, you have tasks to do. So this is really about making sure that you can action what you're learning. Because it's all very well reading a book, but if you don't go away and put it into action, you know, that's soon gone out of your head and there's 1,000,001 other things going on, right? So I'll show you another example here. So this is one of the tasks at the very beginning of the book. So you can see the tasks are all denoted by the pen. And as you go through, you've got different sections to fill in. Now, what I've also done is created a free online membership for you. So wherever there's a task, you can go onto the online membership with your code that you'll find in the book. So it is exclusive to book readers. And you can download these tasks. So you can print them out, write on them there and then. Obviously, we want you to be, marking up the book with post-it notes and drawing on it and writing on it. That's absolutely fine as well. But for the actions in the book, you've actually got those that you can print out. So a little bonus there for everybody. So taking action as you go through is really important, particularly at these two stages, to know what you've got, where it is, and how you can optimize it before you go on to chapter 3. So chapter 3 is all about the new and shiny. It's about adding new things into your strategy, but doing it in a way that is really customer centric. So I really want you to remember this term, because it's where a lot of companies go wrong. They really focus on, this is the message that we need to get out. This is the message that we want to deliver to people, the offer. What you need to be doing is flipping that on its head. What is the message at the right time that person needs to be hearing right now? If you flip it and make it customer centric in that way, you are going to increase your engagement. That is guaranteed, because you are putting them at the heart of everything that you're doing. You're understanding what they need and when they need it. And if you can do that, that's where you're really going to make the strides forward with your marketing. But you've got to have that solid strategy in place. So the way that we do this in chapter 3 is, amongst other things, to look at the subscriber life cycle, the customer life cycle as it appears in terms of your email marketing. So you're going through the 5 key stages of the life cycle, and you are making sure that you're planning campaigns that work for your subscribers based on their data at each of those stages. So from stage 1, when they first come in, the acquisition stage, they find you, they come through your sign up form, and we're going to talk about that in a later chapter. They find you, they come through that sign up form, they go into your welcome and onboarding process, and you welcome them into your brand. Through to consideration, considering buying from you, using your products and services, to actually buying from you. Now, a little tip here. This is a key stage that a lot of people really just ignore. They think that all it's about is the transactional, letting them know that their product's on their way, or that they can use their service. You're missing the experience side. So think about, if you were selling beauty products, for example, could you send out a video post-purchase that shows people how to use those products in the right way? If you can set yourself as the authority figure here, the trust figure, you really help yourself when it comes to the next stage, which is the loyalty stage, bringing people back to buy from you again and again. So setting the foundation at that experience phase during the purchase, really critical to helping you generate the second purchase, the third, the fourth, the 100th purchase going onwards. And then, of course, we've got reactivation. So inevitably, there will be people who become inactive with your brand, don't buy from you within your average kind of buying time frame, or become inactive with your email program. So what we talk about in chapter 3 is really how you deal with each of these sectors, how you plan campaigns around your data and your data hierarchy that are going to really help you to target people and move on to that new and shiny. So adding in new campaigns, optimizing your design, using interactive email, using artificial intelligence in terms of how your data is analyzed. That's what chapter 3 is all about.
Well, I think there are so many options available these days for organisations, aren't there, in terms of the technology. And even in my business, I've been running it for 12, 13 years now. Technology has changed so much. There's so much at people's fingertips now to take forward, to run the text email. There's so much more opportunities out there to engage as much. And I love the idea of putting the customer first. And it's just really, you can still deliver what you want to deliver, but you're putting that in the forefront of your mind when you're doing it, which I think is, so it's really interesting.
Yeah, you're just delivering that information that you want, but at a time and in a way that really helps that subscriber to connect with it. If they don't have that connection with the content that you're sending and the time that you're sending it out, you're not going to see the optimal results from your campaign. So you've got to understand, again, go back to basics. Why are you sending this email? who is it most relevant to? What is it that they need to know in order to take the action that you want them to? And then how do you design it to lead them down that flow in the email to get them to that point? So you've got to connect it all together, but it's put them first, step into their shoes, understand what they need when they need it.
Absolutely. So what happens next then, Kate?
Absolutely. So once you know what you've got, how to optimizing it, and all those fantastic new things that you want to add into your strategy, you've got to have people to send it to. So the next chapter is all about understanding who your audience are and growing your audience with the right people. It's about understanding the number of people that are coming into your email list versus the number of people who are leaving. So your growth rate versus your attrition rate. It's about understanding the key elements of the sign-up form, where to place your sign-up form, driving traffic to it, how you can really connect that to the right people's come onto your email list. So this is just a really quick overview of the key elements of the sign-up form and how you can optimize it to maximize your sign-ups.
And then what happens?
Then we've got to look at getting our emails delivered, because you can have the best campaign, you can have the best offer sent to the right person at the right time, but if it's not reaching their inbox, they're not going to see everything that you've got. So this is really a chapter about the foundation of email marketing deliverability. Deliverability is a massive topic, so we couldn't go into, really in depth, but what I wanted to give people was that overview and the key elements that you really need to be aware of. Now, spoiler alert, the key element of email deliverability that I really want you to focus on is engagement. Because again, if you've done everything through the first 3 chapters of the book and Chapter 4 in terms of setting expectations on sign up, getting the right people onto your email list, you are going to be setting yourself up for good deliverability, because having good positive engagement, high levels of positive engagement and low levels of negative engagement is one of the key aspects of your sender reputation, which is like your online credit score. It's how the mailbox providers see you and then how they judge you in terms of where they're going to place you, whether it's the inbox, the spam folder, or door number 3, where you can still go missing even after your email service provider has reported you as being delivered. So the email can still disappear. So we're aiming for the inbox, and the inbox is changing so rapidly. If you have a look at Gmail, for example, and the tabs in the inbox, they're all still the inbox, but how Gmail is helping people to sort their email is changing. Microsoft Outlook is doing this as well with the focused and the other inbox. But if you have a look at how people are interacting with your emails, so on mobile devices, for example, a lot of these tabs don't really come into play because a lot of the apps that you are using on a mobile device only show the inbox. So the tabs are important when it comes to desktop, but don't worry too much because it's still the inbox. So even if your email is going into the promotions tab in Gmail, that's okay. And actually, excuse me, it's not a bad thing, because when people are in their promotions tab, they're in that buying frame of mind. So they're actually looking for things to do with a brand. So it's okay. And we've actually not seen much negative impact. We've seen more negative impact in the industry when people ask people to move their subscribers from the promotions into the main inbox, because then when they do get promotions into that inbox, they're not expecting them there, and the propensity for them to complain, which is a negative engagement metric, is much higher. So think about your engagement. Don't worry about the tabs too much. It's all the inbox, and that's what we're focusing on.
Fab. And I've been working with you for a while, and I know how much I've learned from the book, and and you work with obviously larger companies to really help them to achieve greater success. And and I love what you've done with it. So is there anything else you want to share about the book itself?
Yeah, so I think that this is kind of the perfect time to say who the book's for.
Absolutely.
So, I've been really lucky throughout my career to work with a range of different companies, from entrepreneurs just getting started to really big brands like QVC, Nissan, Adidas, Marks and Spencer, some really, really great brands that I've been able to help really change the way that they're doing their email marketing and massively increase their results. You know, we've got some fantastic case studies in the book, not only from myself, but also from some contributors to the book like Return Path, Taxi Free Mail, Pure 360, Response Genius, Fresh Address. They've really been kind enough to give us some case studies that illustrate some of the best practice points that we're talking about in there. You'll also find the e-focus marketing case study, so you can see a little bit of what we do and how we help our clients as well. So the book is really for anybody who is working in email marketing and wants to take their strategy to the next level, who wants to have a deeper understanding of how they should be using their email marketing. Primarily, the book is targeted at e-commerce businesses, kind of mid to higher level e-commerce businesses, but there is so much in here that even if you're a service-based business, even if you're just getting started, this is still going to give you the foundation of everything that you need to learn. So wherever you are on your email marketing journey, I would say there's something in here for everyone, but on the whole, we've kind of pitched it at an intermediate level and mainly for e-commerce businesses. So if that's you, you need to get your copy of the book right now. But there is so much in here that everyone can learn because it gives you that roadmap through those 5 key stages and that foundation. A lot of my clients that come to me, a lot of the email marketers that I work with are working in marketing. They are working across social media. They're working across search engine marketing. Email marketing is a part of what they do. You know, some people are lucky enough, like me, where they can focus all day on email marketing. Love that. But if that's not you, and if you are, you know, I've been there. I've been that global online marketing manager, you know, the digital marketing lead who has been looking after the agencies to work on all of these different marketing channels, who's been looking after the strategy. If you are a director of a marketing department and you are managing all of those different areas, this book is going to help you to lead your staff in the right direction, to really help them to focus on the right areas, to spend your resources, your time, your budget in terms of bringing in agencies. And certainly in terms of e-focus marketing, we can help you there as well to boost your resources and help you to implement everything that you've learned in the book. So yeah, it's just almost like a Bible to lead you through your email marketing.
Yeah, and just based on what you're saying, Kate, it's also about making sure your email marketing integrates with everything else you're doing as well. It's not a standalone thing, even though I know your book is helping them sort of really get to grips with where they are and what they need to do to actually make it better and to get more sales and you know, be more customer focused. It does need to integrate into everything you do from a marketing point of view.
Oh, Karen, it is absolutely critical. You know, no man is an island, right? So it's the same with every marketing channel. Each marketing channel has its place in the marketing mix. Each channel has its own purpose. So social media is great for that back and forwards conversation. But if you want to convert people, email is the way to do it. So I think that there's a statistic out there that email is 40 times better at acquiring new customers than Facebook or Twitter. Wow. So it's about that ongoing conversation. It's about having that foundation, that underpinning of every other marketing strategy that you have going on to really help you to convert and retain those customers going forward. So you've got to have that connection though. So email works with social, social works with email, the way you're driving people from your search engine marketing through to your website. Use email to then help convert them to the next stage. It is all connected because it's about, again, being customer focused. And in all honesty, as a customer, we don't care if you work in email marketing or social media or customer services or where you are within that business. We are dealing with that business as a whole. So we have to have that communication strategy that goes across every channel and make sure that we are bringing those strategy into alignment. And then we can dig down into the individual strategies and how we implement that and the tactics within each channel.
And I love what you said earlier on also about sort of knowing what you've got. And I think it's so easy to forget what you've done in the past and not updated it, especially with complicated e-commerce in just, you know, businesses where you may have different campaigns for different products or different things that happen. So when this happens, this email goes off. It's quite hard to keep on top of it all, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's why the audit is so important. It's a living document that's going to stay with you. So as people leave the company, as new people join you, they should be able to pick up your audit and know exactly what's going on, why it's happening, where those emails are, where the data is. It really is a living document. So if you don't have it already, it can be a big job, depending on the size of your strategy right now. It can be a big job to get it implemented, but trust me, it is worth the time.
Absolutely.
It's going to identify the areas that you're letting your customers down. It's going to allow you to see where you can optimize what you're doing now. So your quick wins, that's your quick wins for chapter 2. Then it's about looking at how you can best serve the customer in chapter 3 and adding those new elements, and obviously optimizing who you're getting in chapter 4. But if you don't have this living document, things can so easily fall through the cracks, even to the point of your hierarchy of emails within your business. So for example, if you only want to have your subscribers receiving, let's say for argument's sake, 3 emails a week. I'm not saying that that's the right number. I'm just using that as an example, because it changes for every business and what you're sending. But let's say you wanted 3 emails a week and you didn't want subscribers to receive any more than that. That's what you've promised them on sign up. You don't want to, overcomplicate it and go past that number.
Of course.
Once you put that rule into your email service provider, that there's a maximum of 3 emails, how do you then decide which emails are more important than others? If you don't have a full view of your, let's call it your email ecosystem of what's in place within your business, how can you decide which one is more important than others? You need to know that your marketing email isn't as important in the hierarchy, so it's here, as your abandoned basket email, because that's the one that is the last action before you're actually going to move them through to take a purchase, and then everything in between. So you have to have that hierarchy of, if on one day or if it within the week you've only got this certain number of emails to send, which one takes precedence within your strategy, your sending strategy. Again, coming back to those 8 key areas, where is it that you need to focus? So without having that plan, without having that overview, you can't dig into that detail, whether or not you're targeting the right people with your segmentation, whether you're using your data to its maximum capacity to personalize your emails. If you don't know what you have, what system it's in, where it is in your business, how you can access it, you can't make the most of your email marketing. So really having that foundation in chapter 1, it is worth spending the time to go through it.
Fabulous. So I know you've been so busy with your book over the last few years. What else have you got coming up going forward?
Oh, there's lots and lots coming up. So if you go to the eFocus Marketing website, you can keep up to date with everything that we're doing. So you can just Google us and find us there. You can obviously find us on social media as well. But in terms of specifics, we have blogs that we have coming out. We're going to start to produce a podcast and some videos as well. We're obviously guests on a lot of podcasts. So, I've got lots of things going on, lots of client events, lots of client projects, and really growing as an agency. So really understanding how we can support you as the client, what you need, and understanding your business, and then providing you with fantastic services to help you do that. So yeah, it's a busy time, but really exciting time. And, really lucky to have the book as that kind of central point for everything to move around. It's really great.
And it must be great for you in your business, Kate, because you've got something that you can give people when you're doing events and things like that people can work through alongside working with you as well, which is what the joy of having a book is all about.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. And I'm so lucky that everyone in the industry has really got behind the book. Everyone's been really supportive. A lot of my peers have bought the book, given it to their team members to really give them that understanding of how they can help their clients as well. A lot of technology providers that I work with have bought it for their internal teams to teach them. My clients, so many retailers and lots of different types of businesses, to be honest, have bought the book, and the feedback has been phenomenal. I'm really lucky that everyone has really taken it really well, and yeah, the feedback has been fantastic. So thank you so much to everyone who's bought the book already. If you haven't, make sure you get your copy.
So how can people get a copy, Kate?
Sure. So if you go onto Amazon, so whether you're in the US or the UK, Amazon is the key place. It's online on lots and lots of different retailers, but I think Amazon is always the main one. So you can either go to my website, e-focusmarketing.com/book, and you'll find the direct links there where you can just click through, or just go onto Amazon and search for E-telligence and you'll find it there. So it's a paperback version and Kindle as well. So however you want to read it, you can.
Brilliant. So Kate, have you got any last comments you'd like to leave people with?
I think that For anybody who is wanting to take their strategy to the next level, wanting to take their career to the next level, to really give themselves that solid foundation in email marketing, this is an absolute must read for you. Don't forget, you've got the online resources as well. So there are downloads to help you with all the tasks throughout the book. You've got the fantastic contributions from the different companies within our book that I mentioned earlier as well, to give you a real illustration of what's going on. If you've got any questions, find us on social media, eFocus Marketing. Find me on the website, drop me a message, let me know what your questions are, and we'd love to help you. So, if we can help you to optimize your strategy, to help you conduct the audit, because it is a big job. We do this for our clients all day, every day. So if you'd like us to help you conduct the audit, create new strategies within your business, then please do look me up. So it's Kate Barrett at eFocus Marketing, and we can help you really use email intelligently in your business.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me today, Kate.
Thank you so much, Karen.